Good afternoon. I think we've still got some folks trickling into this Zoom link, but wanted to say a quick thank you for joining us today. My name is Katie Elliott. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Nutritional Sciences in the College of Allied Health. And this is part of our nutrition counseling course and an opportunity for our students who will be future registered dietitians to share with you some exciting evidence-based information about nutrition. So today we have Molly, Catherine, and Morgan presenting Gut Check, the hidden link between your health and happiness. So here they are.
Hello, everyone. Like Dr. Elliott said, my name is Catherine, and I'm joined with Molly and Morgan, and we're going to be teaching you a little bit about gut health. So just thanks again for joining us for another Lunch and Learn. So we're going to be talking about gut health, or the hidden link between your health and your happiness, which is why we need to keep our gut in check. All right, we can get started now. All right, we have lots of good stuff to cover today. First, we will talk about what gut health is. Then we will talk about common gut health symptoms and problems that we may or may not be experiencing in our lives. Then we'll talk about how our gut connects all of our body systems. Finally, we'll talk about gut healthy foods and debunk myths by determining if they are facts or if they are fake. So by the end of this presentation, you'll be able to explain the role of gut health and how it impacts overall health. You'll be able to recognize foods to incorporate daily that are gut healthy. And finally, you'll be able to debunk 2 common myths associated with gut health. All right, let's get into it. So, what if I told you that improving your gut health could boost your mood, your energy, and even your skin? Well, I'm here to tell you it really can. And this is because it's often said to be your second brain. The gut impacts your whole body just like your brain does through the gut-brain axis. So let's explore the truth behind your unique gut microbiome and discover how factors like diet, lifestyle habits, and more all support a healthier gut and a healthier version of you. So, what is gut health? Gut health refers to the overall well-being of the digestive system, including the stomach and the intestines, and it is determined by the balance of the bacteria living inside of it. The bacteria inside the gut play an important role in food digestion and absorption, as well as regulating immune function and overall digestive function. This bacteria makes up your own unique gut microbiome. Your gut microbiome is like a thumbprint. No one else has the same one, so that's pretty cool. Which is why the foods that we eat significantly impact our gut health because they fuel and they shape that gut microbiome, which is crucial for digestion, nutrient absorption, and just overall well-being. So here's a little metaphor for you. Think of your gut microbiome like a garden. The flowers and the plants are the good bacteria, while the weeds are the bad bacteria. The sun and the water are the foods that we eat, the good foods, which contain lots of fiber and prebiotics. Therefore, if you feed it not so great things, the weeds or the bacteria will take over. So if you take care of your gut like a garden, feeding it well, removing weeds, and giving it what it needs, it will bloom beautifully and keep you feeling great. All right, now that you've learned about what gut health is and how it can be like your brain, let's learn about the problems an unhealthy gut can create for you. Morgan will be teaching you about that.
Hey guys, so I will be talking to you about digestive issues and what can happen when you have an imbalanced gut versus a balanced. So the imbalanced gut bacteria disrupts normal digestive and absorption processes, causing bloating, constipation, diarrhea, gas, abdominal pain, and discomfort. The movement of foods through the digestive tract can be affected as well. A healthy gut will absorb nutrients properly, and this has many causes, like the imbalanced gut, and the main ones being poor diet, stress, antibiotic use, and lack of fiber intake. No one loves digestive problems, so we will learn about ways to help prevent this and foods that can aid in that. So, are you feeling tired, fatigued, and experiencing mood challenges, digestive problems, stomach pain, skin concerns, and decreased mental focus or inability to concentrate? All of these symptoms relate to having an unhappy gut. This is because the gut microbiome is connected to many systems, including the nervous, endocrine, skin, and immune systems. When your gut is happy, the rest of your body will feel it too. So, common gut health problems is the tiredness, fatigue, mood changes, digestive problems, stomach pain, skin changes, decreased mental focus, and difficulty concentrating. Evidence has demonstrated a strong connection between the gut microbiome and skin health. Research has shown a direct correlation between an imbalanced gut microbiome and certain skin disorders such as acne, eczema, and psoriasis. The imbalance in gut bacteria can lead to inflammation and hormone imbalances like acne, which all lead to physical changes in your skin. Therefore, a healthy gut could equal clearer skin. So if you feel comfortable, type yes in the chat if you have experienced any of these very common symptoms.
Oh yeah, we have some yeses.
Okay, looks like we have lots of yeses.
Yes. We're getting a lot of yeses.
Lots of good feedback.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Fatigue. Yes, fatigue is a very common.
Yes, that is very common.
All right.
Awesome. All right, so mental health and the gut play hand in hand more than we would ever think. So the gut-brain axis causes gut microbiota to send neurotransmitters to the brain to signal for mood and feelings. However, when this is disrupted, the gut bacteria is imbalanced and mental disorders can begin to present, such as anxiety and depression. When neurotransmitters are decreased, levels of serotonin and dopamine will be affected, directly correlating to your mood. Stress can further physically impact the gastrointestinal tract, creating an imbalance in gut bacteria, interfering with good bacteria, potentially leading to a rise in inflammation, and may exacerbate gastrointestinal disorders. Overall, moods and feelings are directly connected to your gut through the gut-brain axis. We will learn about ways to protect yourself against mental disorders by enhancing beneficial gut microbiota while suppressing harmful ones. Let's learn about how your gut connects to your bodily functions to help fight against these common gut symptoms we all experience. Molly will be helping you with that today.
Hey guys. Okay, so first up, we're going to talk about brain function. Your gut microbes affect your brain through the networks of nerves, neurons, and neurotransmitters that run through your digestive system. This is called the gut-brain axis, and it's kind of what we mentioned earlier. Some bacteria produce or help produce these neurotransmitters, such as serotonin, that send chemical signals to your brain, and it increases your mood. Another thing we're going to talk about is a troubled intestine. A troubled intestine can send signals to the brain, just as a troubled brain can send signals to the gut. Therefore, a person's stomach or intestinal distress can be the cause or the product of anxiety, stress, or depression. Therefore, whenever you're feeding the gut, you're also feeding your brain. Now we're going to talk about absorbing nutrients. The digestive system is a major contributor to your gut health. The gut helps break down complex carbs and fiber that you cannot break down on your own. We get these in the forms of fruits and vegetables. The vitamins and minerals in these specific foods feed the cells in your gut lining, and they help create a healthier environment for the bacteria in the gut. Whenever the gut isn't fed with things such as fiber and complex carbohydrates, these vitamins aren't there to provide nutrients for the gut. And this is what ultimately causes your gut to become unhealthy. So trying to incorporate fruits and vegetables into your diet is super important. Next, we're going to talk about hormone balances. So the gut microbiome produces metabolites that can influence hormone production and your metabolism. Beneficial bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids that regulate hormone levels and promote gut health. Dysbiosis is an imbalance in gut bacteria, and it can lead to increased inflammation and hormone disruption. So the cells in your gut secrete hormones that regulate these parts of metabolism. A healthy gut means better hormone regulation. Another thing we're going to talk about is our energy levels. I noticed in the chat, one common symptom is always tired. Totally understand that. Having a healthy gut will increase your energy levels due to the increase in nutrient absorption, kind of like we talked about earlier. So creating a healthy environment for your gut increases your energy levels due to the efficiency in absorbing nutrients from food which produce that energy, such as fiber, complex carbohydrates. On the other side, with poor gut health, fatigue and tiredness can be manifested due to malabsorption and increase your inflammation in the body. So now we have another question here. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you know about your gut and how much it affects your body functions? With a 1 being absolutely no idea and a 10 being that you knew everything that we've gone over. So go ahead and type that in the chat and we'll see kind of where everyone's landing.
Ooh, lots of 7s and 8s.
Oh, nice.
7s, 8s, 6s.
We're kind of all across the board here.
Go.
Some 7s,
Someone said
9, 8, 6, 7, 3. Yeah, so it's super cool to see that everybody kind of has heard different things about gut health. It's a very common topic right now. So it's cool to get the good information, and moving forward, we can learn how to have a healthier gut. Nice. Thank you guys for your feedback. Yeah, that's a lot.
I think the feedback's super interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so now it's time to learn about gut healthy foods and some choices that you can make next time at the grocery store that will help feed your gut the good stuff or the healthy bacteria. So Kat's about to come back up and talk about that.
All right, fruits and veggies, like everyone tells you, fruits and veggies are healthy and everyone needs to eat more of them. Me and I think everyone can agree on that. But I'm here to say it again. Fruits and veggies, they contain so many antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that feed your gut microbiome. The antioxidants, they work to decrease inflammation, which protects against cellular damage in the gut and helps with those inflammatory digestive symptoms like bloating and stomach pain. So here are a few tips and tricks you all can try to get those fruits and veggies in if you haven't tried them already. Wake up and eat a serving. Start your day with a serving of fruits and vegetables. Pair it with breakfast, put it on the side, put it in your oatmeal, or put some veggies in your eggs. I promise you won't even taste them and it will just add so much color to your plate. Another one is to try to get either a fruit or a vegetable in at each meal. Always have a color on your plate. They also make great snacks. Pack them before your workday so they will be prepped and ready for you whenever you need a snack. And you can even pair them with peanut butter or nuts to make a full and fulfilling snack. So in common, all of these fruits and veggies are all prebiotic foods that will help feed the healthy bacteria in your gut, which we love.
We were just talking about grapes earlier.
Someone just.
What did it say?
Frozen grapes are a fantastic snack in the summer. That's
Yes, those are a
That's a great
perfect
We were
snack.
just talking about grapes earlier.
Grapes contain so many antioxidants, so that's a great healthy gut bacteria snack.
Few places having a sale on them too right now.
All right, here's some more snack ideas, and I see y'all are already getting to it. We'll have a question about new snack ideas, but here are some that I'll just give you before I hear from y'all. Some healthy snacks include oats, yogurt, hummus, almonds, ginger, and kombucha. So nuts like almonds and pistachios have high amounts of fiber, which converts to short-chain fatty acids, which is a great thing for reducing inflammation in the gut barrier. Oats also have high amounts of fiber, so it's beneficial for the same reason. Hummus is a great source of fiber, protein, and healthy fats, which all help to balance that gut bacteria and help with digestion. Fermented foods like kombucha and yogurt are good for preventing gut dysbiosis, which was mentioned earlier, but it just means the imbalance of the gut bacteria. So this is when like the bad bacteria outweigh the good and helpful bacteria. So if you want to give kombucha a try, personally, I'm not a fan, but I think it's a great thing to try and give it a try and see maybe you'll like it. So as you can see, lots of these foods and snack ideas, they all contain fiber, which is a key to a healthy digestive system and feeding the good bacteria. So last on this part of it is how to eat to support gut health. These are just some fun tips and tricks that you can maybe try. So first you want to like allow your body to go into its rest and digest state. This is done by just taking a moment before your meal, before your snack, to just take a deep breath and just breathe and be fully engaged with that meal or snack you're eating, to not have any outside stimulus or TV to distract you. And then a fun fact that a dietitian said was that chewing food at least 20 to 30 times before swallowing allows you to thoroughly break down the food we are eating, making it easier to digest. Personally, 20 to 30 times seems a little bit crazy, but I think they just mean that chewing that food really well will help get those smaller particles going into your stomach, because ineffective chewing or not chewing long enough will allow those larger particles to enter into the stomach and colon, which can lead to unwanted digestive discomfort such as gas and bloating. All right, like someone already mentioned in the chat, some great snack ideas, but I want to hear from more of y'all. So what kind of gut healthy foods are you going to try and incorporate into your diet this week? What are y'all coming up with?
Okay, so someone mentioned almonds can help with headaches.
Almonds, ooh, that's a great snack.
And then someone mentioned roasted edamame. Yes, edamame is good.
Edamame is a great source of fiber, protein, very good plant-based source. Is there a difference in type of yogurt versus Greek yogurt? Greek yogurt has a lot of like fermented bacteria in it, so I think that's like very good for you. I feel like Greek yogurt is probably the best source of gut healthy sources. Yes, Greek yogurt.
Grapes, edamame, roasted pumpkin seeds. Ooh, I didn't even think about roasted pumpkin seeds.
Roasted pumpkin seeds will be really good.
Sourdough bread versus white bread. Ooh, these are some really good suggestions.
Ooh, sourdough is my favorite.
Sourdough versus white. That's a really good idea. Fresh garlic. Oh, yes. Adding like certain herbs and spices to your meals when you cook. That's a great idea. Green bell peppers and salted lime roasted. Oh, broccoli salted, limed, and roasted in the oven. That sounds really good. Nice.
Those are all some great ideas.
These are awesome ideas.
Y'all are definitely on the right track, and you know what you're gonna buy the next time you're at a grocery store. All right, let's move on.
All right, so fact or fake? I'm sure that you guys have heard and seen a bunch of stuff maybe on social media about probiotics, prebiotics. So here we're going to discuss probiotics. So those are typically found in fermented foods or taking as supplements. They contain strains of bacteria and yeast which help with absorption and digestion, often referred to as good bacteria, which can help balance the microbiome and overall health. So some of the cons to these probiotics is that some of the strains in them may not survive the stomach's acidic pH. I know that whenever I've seen probiotics out there, they'll say, it has 15,000 different strands of, all these different types of bacteria, but they don't always survive the acidic pH of the stomach. And it can also destroy the beneficial bacteria in them that the intestines need. This could be considered a waste of money considering how expensive some of these probiotics can be. I've seen some on the market for about like $45, $50 for a bottle that will last you a month. And so foods that contain these probiotics would be a better option, even though they may contain a smaller amount. So in general, more may actually be getting to your gut versus when they are in the supplementation form. So pros of a probiotic-rich foods can offer additional nutrients such as vitamins, fiber, and minerals that supplements may also not offer. So in the gut health supplements, are they good or are they bad? Well, it just really depends. So supplements may offer higher concentrations of specific strains. This makes them a good option for those looking to address specific issues like IBS, diarrhea, or immune support. Supplements can provide additional nutrients that may be missing from your diet or support specific health goals. So I'm sure that you all have heard about the popular gut health supplements like apple cider vinegar, castor oil, prebiotic sodas like Poppy or Olipop, and juice cleanses that a bunch of different people like to promote. So apple cider vinegar can help with weight management, digestive health, and even blood sugar regulation. Apple cider vinegar is often diluted in water before meals to promote digestion, and it may help balance stomach acidity levels. Castor oil supports digestion, particularly as a natural laxative. Castor oil is commonly used to treat constipation by stimulating bowel movements. It is also sometimes used in topical applications for skincare and hair growth. Prebiotic sodas are an emerging trend in the health food industry, offering a new way to support gut health. These beverages contain prebiotics, which feed the beneficial bacteria of your gut. However, they can also be pretty expensive as well, which while thinking about it, that these prebiotics could be destroyed by your stomach acidity. So juice cleanses, they are said to detoxify the gut, but they are expensive. The body detoxifies itself naturally, and they have not been shown to improve energy. There are better ways to improve energy just by eating a more gut balanced diet. Supplements can provide additional nutrients that may be missing from your diet or support specific health goals, but it's best to always try to get those nutrients through whole foods first. All right, so we do have a Kahoot, and then after our Kahoot, we can open the floor up to some more questions because I've been seeing some pop up in the chat, but we wanted to make sure we could get this in first.
All right, the first question. Dun, dun, dun. Gut health effects.
Oh, look at all those answers.
Nice.
Did we answer?
Good.
Nice.
You got it right.
All around the board.
100%.
Okay,
Cool.
Cynthia's in first place.
All right, next question. True or false? The gut is like the second brain.
What is the game pin again, please?
Oh, the game pin.
It is here. I'll type it in the chat. So for anyone joining,
831882, and she'll put it in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice. Good job, everyone.
we got some climbers.
I know, lots of close calls too.
Which of the following is not a common gut health problem?
Nice.
Good job.
So
Improved concentration.
Ooh.
New leader on the board. True or false? Probiotics are always better in supplement form than in food. Fast answers.
nice.
Good job.
Yep, we always want to try and get them in our food first, for sure.
SM. Now in first place. Which neurotransmitters are closely linked to gut health?
Gotta throw a challenging question out there. Good job.
Nice.
SM staying on top. True or false? The bacteria makes up your own unique gut microbiome. True.
Good job. New leader.
KH. Question number 7. True or false? Everyone has the same gut microbiome.
They're really fast answers. Good
Got it.
job.
Wow. Gut microbiome, just like your thumbprint. No one has the same one. True or false? Stress can disrupt the balance of bacteria in your gut. Hey, I know we can all feel like that sometimes.
Today.
All right. You can. Nice.
Good job.
KH staying on top. We got 2 more questions. The collection of bacteria in your gut is known as your yes, your gut
Nice.
microbiome.
All right, last one.
Last
KH
question.
still on top for the win. Which of the following foods is a fermented product that promotes gut health? Wow, answering fast. Yes, kombucha. All right, here's the podium. The winner, 3rd place, LJ. Good job.
Second place, Nicole.
In 1st place, dun dun dun.
Nice.
KH.
Good job. You've won bragging rights.
I wish we had a prize for you all.
All right. So that's that.
Dr. Elliott's gonna come help us out. Get back to the
I think something
Molly got it.
and then present.
Um,
Oh, look, someone says, I knew you'd win. I felt it in my gut.
oh, that was a
so
good
funny.
one. See, your gut is like your brain. You can feel it in your gut. Maybe that's why they always tell you, feel it in my gut. Trust your gut.
Trust your gut, yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna open up the floor for questions. You can go ahead and type them in the chat or
And we'll do our best to answer them.
All right.
I'm enjoying all the animals.
Me-
Thanks.
Oh, there's a question up here that says, how can you tell what is good versus bad when it comes to a probiotic? We aren't 100% sure, but that is definitely something we can find out.
I would say one thing to try and do is get those probiotics in your food first and then go from there after with supplements. So we would just recommend really trying to have a balanced, healthy diet with kind of the fruits and vegetables and snacks that we talked about. but also just making sure you do your research on any probiotic that you do buy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can
And
find more out about that too.
Yeah, and if you're still not feeling good after, eating all those good probiotic foods. Is kombucha?
I feel like kombucha and yogurt, they both have great properties that can act as a prebiotic for sure.
And they probably have different strains of those bacterias in them. So it would probably be best if you incorporated both into your diet instead of focusing on which one or another.
They are both great options. So honestly, whatever tastes better to you, or if you want to try and incorporate both of them, I think that would be amazing.
I saw one that says, how do you know if your gut health is improving? Definitely increase in energy. I think everyone feels really gross and sluggish after they've maybe eaten a bad meal or one that just isn't sitting well with them. So I would say an increase in energy and probably just seeing a lot of those common problems being resolved.
Okay, we see a question. Can you ever eat too much yogurt? I love yogurt as well. So that's a very valid question. I would say try and balance everything. We want to try and not eat too much of one specific food. But I do think if you're incorporating yogurt into your breakfast daily, that's totally fine. We just may not want to have yogurt for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But I think it's okay every day.
Agreed.
I read that granola is bad, but I add it to my yogurt each day. Do I need to choose a different topping? No, I do not. No, I don't think so at all. Granola is a good carb that you can add to your yogurt. And honestly, I would say that we should try and stay away from saying that certain foods are bad because they all have different nutrients that they can provide us with. You could add, granola and then also maybe some days switch it out for fruit or do both together, things like that. But I would say granola is completely fine.
Yeah, you can always like add in like maybe some nuts too with the granola. That would be like a good mix to get that crunch, because granola always gives the crunch. So I think some like chopped up nuts could be really delicious too.
Mm-hmm. Do you know much about ginger? Thoughts about crystallized ginger versus fresh ginger? I eat crystallized ginger each day for my gut health. I don't know much about that, honestly. I've never really heard of that.
That would be interesting to find out,
Yeah.
though.
So, I mean, if you feel like you've done your research and it's good for your gut, then that's great. But also, I know that fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh herbs are always a good way to go as well. So we can maybe look more into that one.
They probably both have proproperties that are beneficial.
Yeah,
for sure.
They definitely help with like nausea. So I would imagine they are pretty good for gut health. We just don't know the difference between crystallized and fresh ginger.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
Which one? You're going.
Oh yeah.
Oh, iodized salt. I'm reading the question says, what salt do you recommend? There are so many options out there right now. When you're cooking, we recommend iodized salt. A lot of chain restaurants and fast food places aren't required to use it, and it's a great way to get your iodine in. So when you are cooking, that is a good way. Because iodine is very important.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned I've been having a tea made up of apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, cinnamon, honey, and matcha, I think. I mean, I feel like that's a pretty solid drink. It contains that apple cider vinegar like Morgan was talking about. And
yeah. The question says, is it good for gut health and weight loss? I would say that is good for your gut with apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, things like that. I'm not sure about its effects on weight loss, but I would say overall it gives you a lot of nutrients. So
it does sound very gut happy.
Yeah, that does.
It does. Has lots of good stuff. Will there be a PDF shared with the info shared on the slides?
Yes.
Yes, there will be. Oh, someone already answered. Perfect.
Okay, that's
that's all the questions.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Well-
thank you guys so much for listening and
Yeah.
tuning in.
And I hope you learned a lot about gut health and take with you something that you can try this week.
Yep.
Yes,
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Great information to share with us. And a lot of, like you said, a lot of great things that we can start implementing now for our great gut health and overall health. So thank you again. And I hope everyone can join us in our next session after spring break. Have a great day.